Hi everybody, welcome to lesson 5 for Year 3 Maths, the final lesson this week, and we're going to be looking at digital time today. So over the last couple of days we've been looking at telling time on what we call an analogue clock, but around your house you've probably got quite a few things that show time in a slightly different way, like your oven or your microwave or your phone or maybe your car or even a tablet. Now these still show the same times as they would on an analogue clock, but in a slightly different way. And today we'll have a little look at how these clocks work and how you can convert between the time shown on an analog clock and a digital clock. So here we've got a clock. This is what we'd call an analog clock and our digital clock. Now you can see here the time shown is 10 past 8 because the minute hand is pointing to 10 past and the hour hand has just gone past the 8. Well, here's that same time shown on a digital clock. And it says 8:10. And you can see they both say PM because we're dealing with 12-hour time. Now, the way that digital clocks work is that you always have these two dots here, a bit like a colon. Now, whatever comes before it is always talking about the hours, and after it is always talking about the minutes. So 8:10, we've got 8 hours and 10 minutes. Now, the main difference between an analog clock and a digital clock is that when we're dealing with our analog clock, we have to talk about quarter past or quarter to, or 10 past and 10 to. In a digital clock, we only ever talk about minutes past. So there's no minutes to the hour, just minutes past the hour. So I'll show you an example of that on a different clock. Okay, so here we've got the hour hand's gone past 11 and the minute hand is going on its way to the 12 o'clock. So actually this is 25, 26, 27, 28, look, 28 minutes to 11. But I can't show 28 minutes to 11 on a digital clock. My hours show the 11 because that's what's passed. And the minutes look slightly different. Because I can't show them being minutes to, I just count how many minutes past the hour. Now we know that there are 60 minutes in an hour, so we're never going to go above 59 minutes. Because remember, when we get to that 60, that's the o'clock time. If we count round from our o'clock time to where our minute hand is showing, we can see how many minutes passed. So we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 31, 32. So the time is 11:32. So we're just talking about the minutes past. So we've had 11 hours and we've had 32 minutes. Here we've got another one. So the time shown on this clock is 3 minutes past 10. So again, if we're just showing what's been, there have been 10 hours and there have been 3 minutes. So 10:03, 3 minutes past 10. Here's another example where we're going to the hour. So if we were reading this in analog time, we can see it's gone past the 3 and it's on its way to the 4. This is 22. So it's 21, 22, 23 minutes to 4. But we're only writing what has been. So we have had 3 hours. And then we can count the minutes. Now, we count from o'clock, but actually a tricky or easier way to make it a little bit quicker is that we know that half past is 30 minutes. So rather than counting 5, 10, 15, you could start counting from half past is 30. So 30, 35, 36, 37. So the time shown is 3:37. And again, this one is showing 7 minutes past 7. If we're just talking about the hours that have been, we've had 7 hours and we've had 7 minutes, 7:07. So the clocks we've just looked at all had AM and PM. Now, we've taught all the times that we've dealt with so far this week have been 12-hour times, so AMs and PMs. We know there are 24 hours in a day, and I've written them all out here, starting from midnight, just 12 AM, all the way through to 11 PM, and then back to 12 AM again, because don't forget it's a circle and it goes round. So when we're writing times in a 24-hour clock, it looks a little bit different. On a 24-hour clock, you only receive digital time. So it starts off quite simple. So 12 AM is 0000. 1 AM is 0100. 0200. Again, the hours are always before the dots and the minutes afterwards. And the 00 just means o'clock because there's been no minutes past the hour. So we've got 03, 04, etc., all the way up to 11. And then 12 p.m., which we know is noon, follows the same. We've just got 12:00. But this is where it starts to get different. For 1 p.m., I can't go back to having 01 because I've already got a 01. So actually, something slightly different happens. And we keep counting up from 12 to 13. Now, you might hear it called like 1300 hours. So 13 actually means 1 p.m. 14 means 2 p.m. 15 is 3. 16 is 4. And it keeps going all the way up. There we go. 10 p.m. being 22, 11, 23. And then finally, 12 a.m., it resets back to that 0000. And it starts all over again. So whenever you see a time and it's more than 12, it's got to be a PM time. So if we have a little look here, we've got another analog clock. Now I can see in this corner here, look, that it actually says PM. And that's important. So the time on the analog clock is 7 PM. So on a 12-hour clock, that doesn't change. It still says 7:10, 10 minutes past 7 in the PM. But on a 24-hour clock, I don't have this PM to tell me that it shows the afternoon or the evening. So if we flick back, look, you can see that 7 PM here is the same as 1900. So the time on our 24-hour clock is 19:10. So we've got no AM or PM. The fact that it shows 19 shows you that it is in the evening. Here we've got a time that's in the AM. So this time is showing 5:27 in the morning. So on a 12-hour clock, that still says 5 hours and 27 minutes. Do you know what it would look like in a 24-hour clock? Well, because it's AM, not a lot changes. All we do is we have the 05 to signal that this is a 24-hour clock. There's still been 5 hours and there's still been 27 minutes. Now, if this was 5 p.m. or 5:27 p.m., then this wouldn't say 05, it would say 17:27. Again, we've got another AM time. We've got 1/4 to, so that would be 15, 14, 13 minutes to. So 13 minutes to 11, or on a 12-hour clock, when we only show the times that we have had, there have been 10 hours and 47 minutes. And in a 24-hour clock, it looks exactly the same. We didn't need to add a 0 before it because we already had 2 digits. Here we've got another PM time, so we know that our 24-hour clock is going to change. Here we've got 14 minutes past 4. So 14 minutes past 4, and they've both got the PM. Well, in a 24-hour clock, we can't have the 4 because that would show AM. So instead, we have 16:14. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is to get the activity sheet that you've been given, which shows some different times in words on an analog clock, and then there's 2 digital times. One is shown as 12-hour time and one as 24-hour time. What I'd like you to do is to cut them out and see if you can match them all up. So for each set, you will have a clock showing the analog time, the time shown in words, the same time as a 12-hour clock, so it would need AM or PM after it, but they're not here to try and trick you. And then finally, the same time shown in 24-hour clocks. So have a little go at cutting them out, see if you can match them together. Okay, so here are the answers of what it should look like. Obviously, you might have yours in a different order, and that's absolutely fine. But we've got 11 in these 2 clocks. And as the 12-hour time, we've got 11:20. The 24-hour time would be 23:20. 9:05, it shows 9:05. And in 24-hour times, the 9 turns into 21. so 21:05. 8:10 is 8:10 or 20:10. 25 to 6, remember we don't have two times in digital, it's just what's gone past. So it's 5:35 and 17:35, so that was the trickiest one. 3:15 is 3:15 or 15:15. And then 6:45 is 6:45 because it's not been 7 o'clock yet, just got what we've already had, and 18:45. So well done if you managed to mix those up. So your activity for today is your teacher feedback task. So this is the task that we'd like your mums and dads to email to us so that we can have a little look at it. Now, because we are obviously not with you in school, it's hard for us to know exactly how much help you're getting with your learning. So what we'd like for you to do is to complete the activity for today as independently as you can. So as little help from your parents as possible, preferably no help at all, so that when they send it to us, we know that what you've done has been done completely by you, and it'll help us when we give you feedback to let you know how you're getting on.